It's draft day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Equinox. Matt Siriani, Carl Maglowski with Christian President Buds. How is everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing fantastic. That's awesome that you guys are doing great too. All right, so we do have some NFL draft predictions to get into for our teams. Obviously, the Giants and Eagles. Giants are picking third overall. The Eagles are picking last in the first round because you are the reigning defending Super Bowl champions.
Yes, we are.
So you really don't. Well, I guess defensive front might be a good place to start. But we're going to focus on baseball first because let's just say Carl's blood pressure is high with the bullpen again in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Phillies lost yesterday to the. Oh God, they lost to the Mets.
They got swept
in a critical game. They got swept by the Mets. In a series that they had to win to at least try and have a chance at first place. But Jordan Romano in extra innings blew the save, or a chance to extend the game.
Yes.
So Carl Arnold has gone off on this show about Mr. Jordan Romano, or about the bullpen in general. You know, first month into the season, Jordan Romano's ERA is 13.5, flat. Not good.
No.
And I know that Philadelphia has high expectations this year. They were projected to win the division again.
Correct.
And if you look at the NL East right now, the Mets are in first place, and actually they're the best team in baseball.
Yes.
But Juan Soto hasn't been doing too good.
No.
His batting average is .233, which is not excellent. And like, it's crazy to me because I think Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor are picking up the slack for him.
Yeah, it's more Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, I think, is second in the league in RBIs.
Yeah, he is
25 or 26.
Yeah, I think Judge is in second or third too. Speaking of Aaron Judge, that man can rake. And you want to know? I've said this before to a couple of friends of mine. He's gone to a different approach this year. He's hitting everything that comes his way. His batting average is .415. First month of the year. This is incredible. And he's not hitting a lot of home runs. He actually was robbed of a home run yesterday, or a couple days ago on Easter. He was robbed of a home run. He hit a home run that was way fair. And the umpire or the scorekeeper, I think it was Bill Matthews, I think said, no, it's not a home run. He called it a foul ball.
Okay.
And Aaron Boone was upset. Judge was flabbergasted. And obviously, the Yankees won the game, so it didn't really matter in the end. But the Yankees are 15-10, not desirable at this point in the year, but they're in first place in their division.
Now, is Judge hitting more singles or doubles?
He's hitting a lot of both, mainly singles. Like, he's become a slapstick hitter almost, but he's still hitting for power. Like, he hit a triple yesterday that almost went out of Cleveland Stadium.
That's good.
Like, he's becoming a smarter hitter.
Okay.
I remember early in his career. Like, even 2017, when he won Rookie of the Year, he was swinging at very, very bad pitches.
Right.
And also, he got a couple bad calls along the way in his rookie year. But no, he's taken a smarter approach.
Nice.
Just get on base. Basically,
that's all you have to do.
That's all you got to do. I think that's very, very smart because a free man on base is great. Like, if you get a base hit, that's great. That bumps up your batting average. But I saw a stat that actually was very mind-blowing to me. Aaron Judge, this point in the year, is, I think, 39 of 94, and with a .415 batting average. Guess what his batting average was at this point in the year last year?
$150.
$191.
Okay.
18 for 94.
Okay.
He was 18 for 94 last year. He's 39 for 94.
Okay.
Now, if you take what he did this year at the start of the year and put it into last year, he would have won the batting title, and he would have won the Triple Crown.
Right.
Which is insane. And all these people on these sports apps, like even Yankee Sports Report on Instagram, they're saying things like Aaron Judge has like the greatest WAR of anybody in Major League history from the start of this year to the 5 or 6 months of last year.
So now, what is he batting in the order? Is he batting third?
He's batting second.
All right, so
he's batting second. It's
so who's after him? Bellinger.
It's Bellinger.
So what's his average?
Bellinger is like he's batting in like the low 200s.
So same what he used to do for the Dodgers, not low 200s.
Yeah, he's batting for the low 200s.
What about Goldschmidt?
Goldschmidt's batting 375.
So Goldie is usually hitting for average.
Yeah,
he's
always hit for average.
So Bellinger is doing what he did the last couple of years in for the Dodgers, not what he did for the Cubs.
Exactly.
So he's going back to what he used to do for Dodgers, hit like 225. And all
Yeah. Like right now in the batting order, Judge is second, which is fine, and then third is Bellinger. Fourth is Goldschmidt, because why not? Jazz is struggling.
Now, what's he? Is he lead off?
No, Ben Rice is, and Ben Rice has had a good season too.
So what's Jazz?
Jazz
200.
Jazz is, oh god, he's not. He's at 180 something.
Oh,
yeah, he's not having a good year. And what's even worse is that he's arguing with umpires over bad calls, which kind of makes me wonder: does Major League Baseball even go into the ABS thing? I know it's like hard to say, but like go into the ABS where you have 2 challenges per pitch for at bat.
I don't know. So I was watching some of the game Monday and Tuesday. A lot of pitches that were out of strike zone, they're getting called for strikes.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Like this is why Major League Baseball in spring training has this thing where you get 2 challenges per at bat to challenge a pitch.
Right.
And it's ABS, so like it has its ups and downs where you could be either correct, where okay, well, I feel like this is right. You tap yourself on the head,
right,
and that's a challenge.
Right.
You get 2 for every at bat.
Right.
But then there's also that suspense of okay, it's AI, it's ABS calling.
Right.
Like it's not the umpires anymore making mistakes.
Right.
So that's the 2-way street over here. But at the same time, like I think it's needed, especially for guys like Jazz. Jazz got suspended for a game for that.
Okay.
Because he said on Twitter, and I thought this was stupid. He was like, he played a video of the pitch that he was arguing with an umpire about, and then he went to Twitter and was like, "That's effing wrong."
Okay.
And he got suspended for it.
Right.
And again, this is why you should probably have something along the lines of like a challenge system where this doesn't happen.
Right.
Where you argue with an umpire after a bad pitch.
Right.
Now, the Yankees in order, like I don't know where they are, league standings and batting average, but like if Judge is doing well and Goldie's doing well and Ben Rice, man, that's a guy that I didn't expect to plug and play in the batting order and do well. Like between those 3, like those are the guys who are mainly producing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm hoping these are okay on that screen. Oh, we're good. Okay, we're good. I was just wondering. When it comes to the rest of the Yankees, like obviously Bellinger's had a lot of downs, Jizzle's up and down. Volpe started strong and he's okay. Wells is doing okay.
Right.
You know, the rest of the order is kind of like, you know, whatever. Like Oswaldo Cabrera has made quite a few throwing errors, quite a few defensive miscues. Max Fried has been phenomenal.
Right.
His stats are incredible. Like through 5 starts, 4-0. 1.42 ERA.
I told you he was going to be good. He was a good pickup.
30 strikeouts and 4-0 in 5 starts. And like he's only given up 5 runs.
Right.
And he's only allowed 7 walks.
Right.
In 5 starts.
Right.
That's incredible.
So Philly, I can't be mad at them tonight because they're off until tomorrow when they play the Cubs.
Yeah.
So to salvage their week on the road, they have to sweep them to have a 3-3 record on the road trip.
Cubs are playing good too.
The Cubs are going good. If they just win the series, take 2 out of 3, at least they won the series, and then their 2-4 road trip, whatever, it is what it is. Then they could come home, and then they have next week they have the Nationals.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who they have after the Nationals.
This is the first time we got to go to the screen. We're looking at the Phillies schedule.
So after the Nationals next week, after the Nationals they play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I don't know who they play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So who am I going to?
You're gonna go to Major League Baseball. Up top, to the right. There you go.
Right now, how they're playing, they're not a good baseball team right now. The Phillies, no.
The NL West is, by the way, racking up wins like crazy.
Yeah.
The NL West might have 14.
So right now, how the Phillies are playing right now, I know it's only a month in.
A month, yeah.
Right now, they're not a playoff team. But things could change in like a month or 2, but they're bad.
I think
they're real bad.
Here's what I think. I think if you look at the standings right now, it's Dodgers, Giants, Diamondbacks as your 1, 2, 3 wild cards. But to me, I think the Diamondbacks and the Giants are susceptible. The Dodgers are going to be fine.
Right.
But to me, the Dodgers are going to be fine. I'm shocked the Padres are doing this well, too.
Let's go to teams.
Oh, yeah, go to teams for a second.
Let's go to teams, Chris.
We're putting Christian to work. Love Christian.
And let's go for the Phillies.
Let's go to the Phillies here. Yeah, advertisements are not encouraged on this programming.
Phillies, where am I looking?
You're going to go to the National League.
Go to
there you go.
schedule.
From the bottom there. There you go.
Schedule.
To their schedule. So you got all right, so go all the way down. Yeah, Miami. All right, so Chicago.
Arizona, so you got Diamondbacks.
And the Diamondbacks. That's a big series.
Yes. So they got to at least go 4-2 on that trip. 4-2 on a homestand. Then they have to go to Tampa, and then go to Cleveland.
And then from there, you got, what is it, the Cardinals?
Cardinals come in, and then the Pirates come in.
All right.
So this coming homestand, they got to at least go 4-2.
4-2?
Yes, they got to take the series from the Nats and take the series from the Diamondbacks.
Well, the Diamondbacks is a must at this point.
And we have, pitching for us. So we have, oh boy. So last start, Walker, Taijuan Walker only lasted 4 innings. Because on the game on Saturday, he scored so many runs that he was in a dugout for so long that I think his arm got stiff.
Oh, no.
So he only pitched 4 innings.
Oh, no.
Stats-wise, Jesus Luzardo has been our best pitcher. Aaron Nola is 0-5.
0-5?
Yeah, so he's 0-5. And now Tuesday, that was supposed to be Sanchez's start. But he left Tuesday's game early.
Oh, no.
No, Wednesday's game early.
Yeah.
So Wednesday's game early, he left. And then, so who knows what that's going to be. You got Wheeler Wednesday, Walker Thursday. Yeah, so they got at least, so right now they're 13-12.
Which is
Bad.
not
because
good.
they started at 7-2.
They did.
So their problem is on the road they're 4-8.
That's horrible.
So if they go 15-13, and then after the homestand they would be
You're saying 4-2, so they'd have to be
19
17-14.
No, so they'll be. So right now they'll be. They take this 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
So they'll be 13-12. So they'll be 15-13 going into homestand.
Okay.
So if they go 4-2, they'll be 19-15.
Which is what you're looking for.
Yeah, and then you go to Tampa. I don't know how their pitching is. They haven't been scoring a lot of runs. I don't know. Then they got the Guardians, but the Guardians could pitch.
The Guardians have really good pitching stuff.
So yeah, you just got to win series. It's still a month or still a month.
We're
in.
a month in, and I understand it, but like you want to set the tone early. I mean, the Phillies have not. They set the tone early, but then they fell apart at the series.
Right, and now the Mets got a 5-game lead over them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so who knows? Maybe the Mets they won 7 in a row. Maybe the Mets are going to have a collapse and they lose.
I hope to
don't know.
God they do. Because this Juan Soto thing, I love that Juan Soto's playing horrible,
Right.
and the Mets are winning games. And Pete Alonso's carrying the load, like you mentioned before. Now, I want to go to the Yankees schedule because I know they play the Blue Jays. I'm going to the Saturday game. And I know they play the left side schedule. There you go. Christian's a great dude. So we're going to go to, after Toronto, they got Baltimore. Then they got 2 games against Tampa, and then 3. They got a series against Tampa. Then the Padres, then the A's, and then the Mariners. Interesting schedule. Like I said, I'm going to the Saturday game. What did I say? Carlos Carrasco starting Friday.
Yes.
So it's Carrasco, then Free, then
So you got Kevin Guzman.
Kevin Guzman. Okay. So. Yeah, I'm going to the Guzman Free game. That should be fun. Then Clark Schmidt, then Will Warren again, and then Carlos Rodon again. Rodon pitched really good the last game. He pitched 7 innings.
Right.
But the problem is everyone in the rotation, with the exception of Max Fried, has been bad.
Right.
Bad. But Will Warren's had a couple of good starts, but the offense or defense has screwed him in the past. That's what's happened.
Now, you have now. Do you have Prime?
Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
For football, I'll watch it, but I guess I could probably do that for
Because if Chris pulls that back up,
yeah,
a couple of your games coming up are on
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so
Probably have to go to a bar for that.
so you are so
Oh, it's right there.
so you're
TV.
so next Wednesday the Baltimore game is on Prime, and then the following series Wednesday. The day before we do the show, is on the Prime again against the Padres. And then you have another one, home against Texas, that's on Prime. And then the Dodger game's on Apple TV.
Why?
Out there. And then that's Fox. That's
This is World Series rematch. Why do we gotta go to Apple TV for this?
and then you have like another one, right? To give Chris keeps on scrolling down.
This is killing me.
Home game against Cleveland. Prime Video.
How many Apple TV games?
And then you have another
possibly
Prime Video.
need?
You have Prime Video against the Royals. So basically, all your Wednesday games are going to be on Prime. Look at this, dude. Prime.
I saw it. I saw
Every
it.
Wednesday game.
Until the end of the season, we're gonna deal with this.
Prime.
Wow, this is nonsense.
Prime Video.
This is nonsense. And Apple TV combination. Oh my god. Okay, Apple TV. Okay, now I want to get to a general consensus question with you, Carl. So, also, I know Ming's not here, but I don't think he'd like this. The Baltimore Orioles are struggling too. They got pound. Oh, Ming. Hey, Ming, how you doing? Yeah, Ming. The Baltimore is not.
He's
doing
from
well.
Alaska.
He's in Alaska. Hey, Ming. Welcome. How is it in Alaska? Is it good over there?
I don't know. It could be maybe.
I've
50
always
degrees in
wanted to go
Alaska.
to Alaska. I heard it's really nice up there in certain times of the year. I heard like in July it's good in Alaska, but then also like in like the winter months it's horrible in there.
It's cold.
It's cold, as expected. But I know Ming wants to avert his ears for this. The Baltimore Orioles are playing bad. They got spanked by Cincinnati not too long ago, 24-2.
Wow, 24-2.
Yeah, they were just they put their foot on the gas against Baltimore, and it's a shame because like I think like 1 or 2 innings it was a competitive game, and then the bomb just fell out of Baltimore. Now, if you go to Baltimore, I think they're like what 9-13, 9-14. They lost the series to the Washington Nationals. That's pretty bad for a team that was considered to be a contender in the AL East. They're playing really bad right now. I don't know what's going on with Baltimore. I think maybe losing Santander hurt them. I guess.
Right.
Toronto, they're in a wild card chase. I think they're in wild card position right now.
Good.
That's a team that's actually kind of surprising me in the early going. Because Toronto, I guess ever since signing Vlad Guerrero Jr., they need a reality check.
Right.
And I think that's what they got. Because Toronto started horribly to begin the year. And then they picked it back up after signing Vladdy. You can only imagine now, I think that reinvigorated them. And ownership. To basically say, okay, we're not playing around anymore.
No.
And you know what? Good for them. Because they have too talented of a team to waste away.
Right.
So why would you like... So, good. They have a sense of urgency now. That's my biggest surprise. Also, Seattle's playing really well. Cal Raleigh and Tyler Soderstrom of the A's are leading the league in home runs.
Okay.
Now, the A's or the Sacramento A's. Oh, boy. That's going to be hard for me to say.
Now, do you have MLB Network at your house?
I do have MLB Network at my house.
I do not have that no more, so I can't watch MLB tonight and for the updates and see how Bales is doing. So I don't have that.
Honestly, MLB is not my main concern right now. I love MLB, but the draft is my main concern for NFL tonight. But if you had to, so Carl, I asked you this question before. What's your biggest surprise team this year, in a good way?
So far, right now,
Yeah.
for baseball,
Yes.
surprise.
Go to the standings, I guess.
No, I don't want to
overall.
Look at the standings.
Oh, you don't want to go to the standings?
No, I'm not
Okay.
going to buy the standings.
So where am I going?
MLB standings. Yes.
I'm going.
Here we go.
Not so many surprises, because we knew that.
Here's the American League in front of you. Baltimore's in last place. That's a bad surprise.
You said Boston was gonna be close. Texas was gonna. We had that.
We had the Texas Rangers doing well.
Let's go down.
The National League.
Yeah.
The Cubbies are in first place.
Well, they were close last year. If I had to say, surprise, not that we expect them to be better, be good. That the Rockies lost 19 games so far. That they, because we knew with the Padres, we knew the Padres and Dodgers were going to be good. We said Arizona was going to be in the mix. No, I'm actually shocked that the Giants are basically half game out of first place.
Yeah, they're doing well.
They're playing real well. But I think the Rockies, how they're playing, they may be worse than the White Sox last year.
They are indeed worse than the White Sox.
So they could probably break the White Sox record from last year if they don't pick it up. Because I don't know how bad the White Sox were last year at this time.
Oh, they were. I forget how bad they were too, but they weren't this bad. They're 5-19, but they're not.
No, but what was the White Sox last year?
At this time last year? Oh God, your beats me.
Did they win 4 games?
I know what they were. They were 3-20 or something like that.
So they were basically right where the Rockies are now.
Yeah.
So I think the Rockies may lose.
Well, the record is 121.
I think they may lose. I think they're going to lose. They may go 62 and 100. I think the Rockies are going to lose 100 games.
They very well might lose.
Because I don't.
This team does not know how to function.
It's bad.
This is
the last 10 and the last 10 they're 1-9.
Wow.
It's bad. It's how's Bud Black still their manager?
Well,
it's not his fault. But it's like, wow.
But Bud Black needs to be canned. And like you said, it's not his fault. Ownership's just a disaster. Ownership is just really, really bad. And like that's what the most disappointing thing is. Like, if ownership put effort into this team, this wouldn't be a problem. But it's a massive problem.
I'm shocked that the Marlins
They're in third.
Are playing Marlins don't have nobody.
They're playing respectable.
They are. Marlins don't have nobody.
My biggest surprise, believe it or not, is the fact that the Chicago Cubs are in first place.
16-10?
Yeah, because they are a team that, they got Kyle Tucker.
Right.
But the rest of the team, I guess, is really productive around him. I guess getting Kyle Tucker, Pete Crow Armstrong is having a phenomenal year.
Yeah, you have Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson's having a good year.
And you have their baseman.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, they have a good foundation in Chicago. Milwaukee started off getting spanked by the Yankees on opening day and opening weekend series, but then they picked it back up. They're starting to play well again.
Right.
Jackson Chourio had like 5 home runs in a 3-game span. Like, he's been playing really well. I want to go back to the American League, so scroll up for a second. Detroit being in first place kind of surprises me a little bit.
You think so?
I think so. Baltimore being in last surprises me in a bad way because I didn't think Baltimore was going to get off to a slow start. Also, I mean, for what it's worth, the A's are playing well even though the record doesn't say for itself.
They're not a laughing stock.
They're not a laughing stock like Chicago White Sox.
No.
I mean, to me, the Guardians are always going to be a good team. Kansas City's okay.
Now, I thought I saw his name earlier when I was watching ESPN. I thought Sal Perez retired. I think he's still playing.
He's going for one more year. He's going for one more year. I don't know if this is an official retirement tour, but I think he's going to give it one more go.
Because I thought last year was it.
I thought last year was it too.
But no, I saw his name in the bottom line.
Yeah, I guess he's still going for one more year, and God bless him.
Yeah.
The Tigers are really good. My thing is they need a competent second starter outside of Tarek Skubal.
Right.
Because outside of Skubal, the rest of the rotation is good, but there's no major starter.
Right.
And then the Texas Rangers are good. Jock Peterson, though. Oh, did you hear what Jock Peterson's batting average is?
No.
0.68.
Oh.
His last 41 at-bats.
Strikeouts?
Man. Jock Peterson. The new Joey Gallo of Texas.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Literally, his batting average is 0.68.
That's bad.
That's horrible.
Bad.
Like, you know how they say the blind squirrel finds the nest?
Yeah.
He just needs to see the ball get put in play.
Yes.
That's all he needs to do at this point.
Yeah, so the Rangers' differentials, minus 14 in their first place.
Seattle's in second, and they're doing really good. They're a wild card at this point in the year. The Astros are still in the wild card mix too.
And then, the Yankees have a differential of plus 31.
Yeah.
And they're only
They're
5 games above 500.
Yeah. You kind of expected that, though, even though without John Carl Stanton. You kind of expected that. So, Boston is decent. They're not world beaters by any means. Garrett Crochet had a really bad outing today. And what else? Tampa Bay is going to be, Tampa Bay is what they are right now. The fact they're better than Baltimore is actually really, really monumentally surprising at this point in the year. I know it's 1 month in, but still, it's kind of watchable. Right. Now we're going to go to the NBA because the NBA playoffs are underway. And for those of you who want to keep track of the series scores, Knicks and Pistons are on right now. It's 25-20 Knicks in Detroit. That series is 1-1 tie.
28-20 now.
28-20 now. I guess someone just hit a three-pointer.
Brunson probably,
I would think so. And I also want to go into the other series. Oklahoma City and Memphis, you might as well just call that series over.
Sweep.
Oh,
no, it was OG and Anunoby.
OG Anunoby. He's been playing really well. Yeah. Thunder, Grizzlies, you might as well just call a sweep.
Yes.
Nuggets and Clippers are on tonight. That series is tied at 1. Celtics and Magic are 2-0 Boston. Even though Jason Tatum's hurt, still.
That's going to be a sweep.
Then there's also the Pacers and the Bucks that might go 6 or 7.
No, Pacers are up 2-0.
They're up 2-0, but Damian Lillard has been on the sideline for the most part.
He played
last night, but he wasn't fantastic.
Played in game 2. That's going to be a sweep. Too.
That's going to be sweep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be either done in a sweep or done in 5.
Oh, wow. That's actually big.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the 4. Then there's Lakers, Timberwolves. I love the way the Timberwolves dispatched the Lakers in the first game. Like, it was the worst home loss in Laker playoff history.
Right.
That's 1-1. I think they could probably go 6 or 7, maybe 7.
I could see probably 7. I like to see.
I want to see Minnesota win.
Minnesota win in 6.
I want to see Minnesota win so
I
bad.
think it's going to go 7. Now with Jimmy Butler, with what happened with him last night.
Yeah, he got injured.
Game 3 isn't until Saturday.
Yes.
So he's saying he's going to play on Saturday.
Yeah, he's got some time to rest.
So he has time to rest.
And then I like Golden State's chance to upset, but at the same time, Houston's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, Houston beat them last night by 19 points. After Butler got hurt,
it was all downhill from there.
So I think it's going to be. That could be. I still have the Warriors. If Butler plays, I think the Warriors can win in 6 and move on and play. I'll see how it is tomorrow when they play. Minnesota plays the Lakers. If the Timberwolves beat the Lakers tomorrow, then they have a chance of winning the series at home in 6.
Yeah.
Because now the Lakers reserves. The role players for the Lakers now have to play on the road.
Yes.
And role players don't play good on the road, only at home.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, like, the Lakers were up by 19 after the first quarter in game 2, but Minnesota made it a 9-point game in the end.
Yeah.
Like, that just tells you, like, how energetic and how fired up this Minnesota team is. And honestly, like, Luka, like, this is the problem with the Lakers. Luka Doncic is a ball hog.
He is.
A certified ball hog. Because if he's not doing well, the whole team doesn't do well. That was the problem with the Mavericks when they had him. Like, I don't know why Nico Harrison traded him away. I think he was dumb for doing that. But at the same time, like, you don't trade away your star player. But at the same time, Luka's a ball hog. If he doesn't do well, the rest of the team doesn't get the ball. Bad.
Well, I think the reason why he traded Luka was because he didn't want to give.
He didn't want the contract.
I don't think it's him. I think the new ownership didn't want to pay Luka.
They didn't want to pay him, and now we're seeing coaches get canned for not wanting to be paid.
It's the new ownership, and they with their doctors, with him being overweight and him having calf strain issues, they saw him giving him $325 million.
Luka Doncic could use my calf muscles.
I don't think it was right.
What did you just say?
Yeah, have you seen my calves, Christian?
Yeah, you just heard. Yeah, I heard that. I just heard that too.
Okay.
I heard that too. I was like, yeah,
Christian, I don't know if you've seen my calf muscles.
He said.
I wanna see your fucking cat.
Yeah, he saw. He said what I thought he said. I heard it too, just like you, dude.
Hey, listen, I'm unfiltered sometimes on
I'm
this.
not on crack. Okay, good.
I heard it.
I thought I was losing my mind for a second.
No, Christian, you're fine. You're fine.
No, it's
You're
like
fine.
when we had the Fudgy the Whale cake over here.
that will never be forgotten.
And now back to the show.
And now
Yeah,
back to the show.
yeah.
But no, Luca has like problems. Yes, he needs to strengthen his legs. But like the problem with Luca again is that like if he doesn't take care of himself, but also he takes away time from everyone else.
Right, I hear you.
Like Austin Reeves has been mostly quiet throughout the 2 games. LeBron doesn't score as much. Well, LeBron's on the decline no matter what.
Right.
But the Lakers, if Luca doesn't get going, the whole team doesn't get going. That's their biggest problem. Now that they got Luca on their shoulders. And then also, what other 2 series are there? There's 2 more. Oh yeah, there's Cavaliers, Miami.
Sweep.
No one cares about that. And then there's one more series that I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It was all right, so I said Pacers, Bucks, Cavs, Miami Heat. I said Knicks and Pistons.
Right.
And then there was like
Celtics Magic.
Celtics Magic.
That's
I said
a sweep.
Yeah. Two of those 4 series look like a sweep. Maybe even 3 of those 4.
Now, are you still confident that the Knicks are going to beat the Pistons in 6? Or do you think now the Pistons could actually upset them?
Pistons have some mojo. Cade Cunningham's been really good. I'm not really too sure what to think about that. I want, like, for the life of my Knicks friends, I want to see the Knicks win, but I think Detroit's going to put up a fight.
I said technically the Pistons blew game 1 also.
They did.
They should be up 2-0.
Yeah, if it weren't for that 21-0 run,
Yeah.
they should.
So I wouldn't be shocked if the Pistons come back in Little Caesars Arena trying to close out the Knicks.
Now, you want to know something, though? You know what's going on with Detroit, right?
Go ahead.
They're selling tickets
Right.
to people in the Midwest. Like, if you try to buy a Pistons ticket
Right.
to a Pistons playoff game,
Right.
and you're in, like, the New York tri-state area, they're not going to sell it to you.
No.
Like, what does that bring memories back of?
Last year against the Sixers.
Yes. So basically, the Sixers, what they did last year was they basically gave tickets to, what's the word I'm looking for? They could have nurses, like,
Right.
what's the word I'm looking for? Nurses, doctors,
First responders.
first responders. Yeah, they gave tickets to first responders and local community members of the
Right.
Philadelphia community.
Right.
They gave those tickets to Philadelphia people. What the Pistons are doing is different. They're basically selling tickets to people in the Michigan, Illinois,
Right.
like basically in the whole Rust Belt.
Right.
If you're not in the Rust Belt and you try to access tickets to Pistons game at the Little Caesars Arena, you're not getting tickets. So I could be from California and I could try to buy Pistons tickets, won't go through.
Okay. Now, I don't think the Knicks are that good anyway. So now
boy.
they were down by
They're down by
8.
6 and now it's a 1 point
Now they're
game.
down by 1.
So
So the Knicks ain't better than last year. Yeah, they traded all those guys for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
And to me, he's a soft player in the post.
He is a soft player in the post.
So you don't have the grit in the fight like how you had Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, last year they were a gritty team.
Julius
last year.
Randle, he was hurt, but he played.
He played hard, no
fought.
matter what.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah.
He's now with the Thunder.
Better than Mitchell Robinson, I can tell you that much.
You know, and so I think all right, so now it's 29-27.
I guess I must have hit a free throw.
Whoever wins this series, they're
That's
not going to
the
be
Celtics. Yeah.
They're not going to beat the Celtics anyway.
No.
You know,
No.
so
But it could be a fun series. It's a fun series.
whoever wins this series, the Knicks will
Either the
or the
Knicks or Pistons are going to be fatigued.
They're
going to Boston.
whoever wins this series out of these two teams.
Yeah.
The Celtics will give them a gentleman's sweep. The win
Yeah,
in
5 games.
The win in 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because they both got some toughness about them. I like the Pistons a little bit more from what I've seen so far.
Right.
I mentioned Thunder and then the Nuggets, and I want to see the Nuggets win at least one series so bad.
I think it's going to be.
Just
I think
one.
the Nuggets may win in 7.
In 7, yeah, it's
I
gonna be a
think
hard fought
it's
one.
going 7. I think.
Firing Michael Malone was a stupid idea. I don't know why ownership decided to do that, but that was like a really stupid
I think
thing.
it's going to be 7. I think it's going to go 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweep, and then I think whoever I think it's going to be
Like whoever wins that series is playing OKC.
Oklahoma City.
Memphis has got absolutely positively no chance.
Yeah, in the East, it's going to be. I think it's going to go to Cleveland and the Celtics.
Yeah, I think
for
so
the Eastern Conference Finals.
And in the West, I think the Thunder run away with it.
Yeah, they're going.
I think the Thunder run away with the West.
They're going to the finals.
Yeah,
Thunder's going to the finals.
Unless Nikola Jokic whips out a surprise, which I highly doubt. Here's what I'd say though.
What's that?
If Oklahoma City faces Denver in the semifinals, the conference semis, that could go 6 or 7 games. You want to know why? Because Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are the top 2 MVP candidates for the NBA, and I think they're going to try and one-up each other. As you see, like, look at the video. That's the footage of Jimmy Butler going down.
Right.
I didn't see what happened. I didn't see the replay.
He fell down on his back. Look at this.
Let's see right here.
He got hit.
Oh.
Yeah, so he got hit. He got undercut by his leg.
Ouch.
Yeah, and he fell on his tibia.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Now, to conclude the show, we're going to get into the main reason why I'm dressed like this. NFL Draft Night, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Tennessee Titans have the number 1 pick in the draft. They've been on the clock for months.
Right.
But I think America knows who they're taking right now. They're going to take Cam Ward out of Miami, number 1 overall.
I think so.
Now, things will get interesting at 2 because Carl and I were talking outside the studio about what we think the Browns are going to do. The consensus, according to betting markets, is that it will be Travis Hunter taking number 2 overall. But then you came up with a couple counterpoints for that. Please explain.
Yeah, so Cleveland was saying that if they draft Hunter, they're not going to play him both ways on offense and defense.
Right.
He wants to play both ways. And for 3, I heard that the Giants are allowing him to play both ways. Start on defense if he's able to start from a game 1, and then he can play on offense too.
Right.
He's not going to be able to play both ways the whole game, but there'll be some times where he'll have like a package where he's in for a couple snaps for a series, and then he'll be out for a little bit, and then he'll come back a little bit later in the game on a different drive.
Yeah.
But Cleveland the Browns will just have him play defense.
And I don't think he wants that.
No. So he could probably tell them, no, I'm not. It could be like how when when Eli was drafted, wanted
to get out of San Diego.
Yeah, he was drafted by San Diego, and then the Giants and the Chargers made a trade,
and they exchanged QBs.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers went to San Diego, and then the Giants went to got Eli, and 2 Super Bowls later, and I'm happy with it. Even though he got snubbed from the Hall of Fame,
I'm not surprised. He is gonna make it
eventually,
not because of what he did in the regular season, because he was a 500 quarterback
in the regular season. Yeah, his postseason record.
So that's why he's gonna get in, because of his postseason record. Because he beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yes.
So that's why he's getting in. If he didn't do that in the playoffs,
if those 2 Super Bowl runs didn't happen, he would not be in the Hall of Fame at all.
No. He played all those years, so he's got the yardage and touchdowns and all that stuff.
And the consecutive starts, 210 consecutive
Yes,
starts.
so the playoff standings, the playoff record
speaks for itself.
Now, his last playoff game that he had
against Green Bay in Lambeau Field.
Yeah, and Ben McAdoo was the head coach.
Yes.
And then Odell wanted to go away.
He went to Miami.
And then that game was bad.
That was a disaster game. I remember that game like it was yesterday.
And then I think they were 11-5. They were a good wild card
They were
team.
11-5 team going into that playoff game. The Packers were a good team too.
What did they lose? They lost by what? 30?
They lost 31-13 or 31-7, something along those lines.
Yeah.
They got creamed.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before, Eli has a great postseason record. He's had a lot of great playoff games.
Right.
But those games that he had were across those 2 Super Bowl runs.
Right. So when he did that, so he won 4 games.
Four in
because
2007 and 2000.
He had no bye.
No bye.
He had to start from the wild card round.
Yes.
And he won those. He went in advance. So the first year,
First year was Tampa.
Tampa, then Dallas, then Green Bay,
Yeah.
and then
The Patriots.
Arizona for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Then second time was Atlanta.
Yes.
Then Green Bay.
Yes.
Because Green Bay was 15-1.
Yeah, I remember that.
He beat them, and then they beat the 49ers in overtime
Yes, that's correct.
in San Francisco.
And then he beats Brady again
In
in the
Detroit.
Manningham catch,
In Detroit.
which was in the intro. That's right.
in Detroit, Lucas Oil Stadium.
So anyway, back to the draft. The Giants have their quarterback room set. It's Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Tommy DeVito, who's still eating chicken cutlets. And Joe Shane even said in an interview, he's like, I'm not going to force a quarterback pick at 3, which he shouldn't, because you have a good quarterback room right there. Now, my thing is, if they get Abdul Carter, they're strengthening their pass rush because you got Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence on there already.
Right.
And I think that it'd be fair to say you can either strengthen your strength, because the Giants have a good pass rush. Not fantastic, but it's a good pass rush nonetheless. Or you could go Travis Hunter, and you could have Travis, Jalen Hyatt, Malik Neighbors as are like your 3 main receivers. So those are like the 2 routes they go. If they take Shedeur Sanders, which I don't think they're going to,
No.
all hell will break loose.
No.
All hell will break loose. Because Shedeur Sanders had a terrible interview not too long ago, which an anonymous coach said was like one of the worst interviews he's ever had in his life.
Right.
And
You don't know what team that was for?
they kept it anonymous. They kept it anonymous. They don't want to reveal the coach and who he plays and who he works for.
Okay.
Which I understand, because it would probably give some hints away.
Right.
As to who's not going to take him.
Right.
But a lot of teams, it's come out in the past, a lot of teams are not high on Shedeur Sanders to begin with. So I made a take outside of the studio. I said, Shedeur might not even make it into round 1. He might slide to round 2. And you know who's going to complain about that? Coach Prime. Because...
Well, he just got re-upped to Colorado.
Wait, what do you mean?
He got a contract extension.
He got a contract extension?
Yeah, he's not going nowhere.
Yeah, but still, he wants to see his son do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not going nowhere, man.
But, like, imagine, like, if something goes wrong in that household and it makes the news for that city or that team. Not going to be a good look. It's going to be like what Lonzo Ball went through. Remember what Lonzo Ball got drafted by the Lakers?
Right.
And LeVar Ball hyped the hell out of his son?
Right.
And it ruined him? Like, that's what this would be. So, anyway, the Giants, I'm looking at their draft needs right now. They need more than just a defensive front. They could use an offensive line for sure. And they could probably use a backup running back behind Tyrone Tracy. I think a backup running back will be fine. I think receivers are okay. QB, they don't need to force a QB pick. And then I guess you can go DB as well, because their defensive backs, or the secondary, was horrible last year. Now with the Eagles.
Yes.
I think we discussed this outside the studio. Pass rush. And you mentioned tight end as well.
Yes, tight end.
You mentioned tight end as well. Because you said Dallas Goedert is going to be a free agent after this upcoming season.
No, he has 1 year. Yeah, he's got 1 year left. It was this year, and then after that, he's a free agent.
Yeah. So,
I don't think they're going to re-up him. I think what they're going to do is they're going to get a tight end ready for his replacement. Maybe they'll bring him back for maybe a nice friendly deal. For a 2-year,
right?
And then just until the other tight end is ready. But
yeah,
they got to have his replacement there.
Got to develop him.
You have to.
Got to develop him. So, like I said, the Eagles are picking last in the first round because they are the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yes,
and that's awesome to hear. Not awesome for me, but you know what I mean. So Cleveland's at 2. We mentioned before they might take Abdul Carter if they don't go Travis Hunter, because you pair him with Myles Garrett. That's a nasty pass rush.
Right.
4 is New England. They could use an offensive line to protect Drake May. 5 are the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ashton Genty's name has come up quite a bit. I don't know why, but I think it's because Jacksonville is not sold on Tank Bigsby probably, and then. We also got the fact that they are also looking.
I thought they had another running back.
Travis Etienne.
Etienne Jr.
Yeah, Etienne Jr., but apparently they're not high on him.
They're not high on him?
Yeah, they might use him as trade bait.
Oh, my. Why would they do that?
Because the Jacksonville Jaguars have no idea what they're doing.
They're stupid.
They're stupid, exactly. And then 6 are the Raiders. They should get Ashton Genty, to be honest with you. If the Jaguars are not dumb and they take a defensive tackle like they're supposed to, and the Raiders have Ashton Genty available at 6, take Ashton Genty. Your running back, their running back room is bad.
All right, so we have some breaking news here.
Breaking room? Go ahead.
I just looked on ESPN, so
Go ahead.
Drum roll, please. So, Division 2, Division 2 and Division 3 and FCS, how they have their playoff.
Yeah.
Okay, to crown the true national champion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Division 2, NCAA expands Division 2 football playoffs from 16 to 32 teams now. So there's additional 16 teams, which is good.
Wow.
So they're allowing 16 more teams to get into the playoffs.
And this is college football, you're saying?
Yes, Division 2.
Division 2.
Yes.
So it's kind of like North Dakota State and...
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's actually, no. So North Dakota State is...
That's Division 2. I believe.
North Dakota State is, I think, FCS.
Oh, yeah, that's FCS. Okay.
Yes.
Division... Oh.
Like Mount Union.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's Division... Okay, that's Division 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Valdosta State.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. I thought you were going to say... I thought when you said Division 2, I thought you meant FCS, but okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Division 2.
Yes.
They should do that for NIT. Well, NIT already has 32 teams, but...
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. So hold on here. So we'll see when... So, all right.
That's actually kind of huge, actually.
So the NCAA Division II football playoffs will expand from 28 to 32 teams beginning this season to accommodate the format change that will award automatic bids to all 16 conferences.
Wow.
According to Division II policy, bracket expansion must be considered when automatic qualifiers make up more than 50% of the field. That prompted the expansion to 32 teams, the NCAA announced Wednesday. So, Division II football schools in January approved a proposal that requires all conferences be represented in the championship bracket. Division II football was the only team sport across all 3 divisions that did not use automatic qualifications. So, playoff schedule remained the same, except for the number 1 seeds will no longer receive first-round byes.
Wow.
So now they have to play. And then the championship game is December 20th.
That's actually massive.
So they're done by, I don't know, early November or by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they start the playoff.
And then they start their playoff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's that.
That's actually kind of big. I like playoff expansion. You want to know why they did this, though? Because they see the college football playoff expanded.
Right.
And they were like, okay, we need to expand as well.
Right.
I'm still trying to get used to the 12-team format for the college football playoff for Division 1. I'm really trying to get in.
I like it. I mean,
it helped Ohio State win the national championship.
Do you at some point I think they're going to expand again from that again.
To what, 16?
I don't want to be surprised. Now they're planning on saying starting next year
Expanding it to 14.
No.
Alabama got left
They're
out.
saying that for the basketball NCAA March Madness.
Yeah.
They might go from 68 to 72. Maybe they're planning. I'm telling you.
I heard something along the lines that they were going to expand to 90. I'm like, why would you do that?
Now, they might do 72 starting next year.
72.
From 68 to 72.
Wow. So that would mean that'd be the first 8 game. Because
You're right.
72, 16 teams would play. Only 8 would survive and make the bracket of 64. Right. I mean, that's pretty good, I guess you could say. I mean, I know they were thinking about 90. I'm like, 90 is too much.
Yes, that's way too
That would be way too much. 72 I can kind of get behind. So we got several minutes left. One thing I do want to mention before we get to the NFL draft in several minutes. The festivities for the draft are in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They're actually really, really pumped up for the draft in Wisconsin. Like, the festivities are really nice. They got their own 40-yard dash over there. They got meet and greets with Green Bay legends. They got... Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout-out to the Armchair Commentators Unite Discord, the Discord that I'm in. That's loaded with a bunch of people from Sports Symposium. I met Loro through that Discord. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of people that I know that I do Sports Symposium with. If you don't know what Sports Symposium is, it's basically a third show that I do.
Okay.
And it features me, Kevin Zelikovic, who's from Texas, who's also a Giants fan, John Welch, who's from Seattle, Washington, and then my friend Alec Nava, who's from North Carolina. That's Sports Symposium. I do that I record episodes every Friday or Saturday, depending on the situation. And we also are going to be back with Talking Baseball with Sal and Giletti this upcoming week. Sunday, we'll be back on 107.7 FM The Bronx, going over the first month standings, going over other things. Should be fun. Should be exciting. But as far as the NFL draft is concerned, several minutes away. Philadelphia Eagles. Who are you thinking first round pick?
Tight end.
Tight end. You're thinking. Well, it's not gonna be Tyler Warren because Tyler Warren's gonna be gone way before that.
No, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be shot. I wouldn't be upset if they go. Loveland. No, from
Colson Loveland.
Colson Loveland from Michigan.
Oh, you like that guy?
Or Mason Taylor from LSU.
That's a nice pick too.
So I like that. I like. They also said Elijah Arroyo from Miami.
Wow.
So all three of them, I would be happy.
You're feeling tight end, huh?
Yeah, tight end. I have a couple things I would just say before we go off the air.
Go ahead.
So, couple sad news.
Yeah.
Long-time Chicago Bear Steve Mongo McMichael passed away from ALS.
Yes.
Hall of Fame. He got in last year.
He did.
He got in. He was 67. Bad disease. The ALS. It stinks when you get it.
It's horrible.
It's not, when you get it, it's not a matter if,
it's when. Yeah.
And that disease stinks. And I'm glad. Hopefully, at some point they could find a cure for this thing.
Yeah.
But God, let's go give prayers for his family and the Chicago Bear family. Because he was a true Chicago Bear with Buddy Ryan running the defense and
a former wrestler too.
Yep, and for WCW as members of, he was first announcer for WCW.
He was.
Yes. Then he went wrestled with the Four Horsemen with Ric Flair.
That's correct. Yeah,
yes.
He did.
Also, basketball fans, if you know Gilbert Arenas, his son he's a recruit. His son was committed to USC.
Yeah, he got in a car accident.
And they put him in an induced coma right now.
Wow.
So hopefully, he recovers and then he wakes up and gets healthy, and then he could play basketball at school when he is healthy to resume activities for that.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if anybody knew. So when Kobe got drafted from Lower Merion High School, over here in Pennsylvania, okay, his debut Lakers jersey is sold. Guess how much it's sold for, Matt? Just give an estimated guess.
$12.5 million.
Close. $7 million.
I was way off.
No, but you said 12, but 7. So it's sold for $7 million.
Well, I can imagine. Believe it or not, when I was at Rutgers, they were selling a replica of that.
Right.
And I can only imagine they were charging like $200 for that. But now, like $7 million.
$7 million for debut Lakers jersey for Kobe. Not way too early for Kobe.
Yeah, I know.
In that plane, you never know with fog and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. 2020 of all.
Yeah,
years.
And then. Now, you're going to like this. So, when I was watching the game Tuesday night, Phillies and Mets, after me and Amy got back from the store, I had the game on TV. And then when the Mets were hitting, right?
Yeah.
Or even when the Phillies were hitting, they were saying, it's like, so when you play them, you fans better do this. So they were saying, Yankees suck. Yankees suck. So you were hearing that. So I was hearing it when the broadcast, and then you were hearing the fans when you see the planes go over the Guardia, and you hear, over Guardia, over City Field. You hear the planes going over there, and then it's like, oh, Yankees suck. Yankees suck.
Silly Met fans.
Like,
Can't take this team. I can't take this team. Now, before we go, because we have 2 minutes left, I do want to bring a more happier news. So we were going to be on a dark path, but not so fast, my friend. And if you know where this is going, you know where this is going. Lee Corso has announced that week 1 of the college football season will be his last show on College Game Day. He has announced his retirement at the age of 90.
yes.
At the age of 90, God bless him. He's doing this. So obviously, it's not going to be the same watching College Game Day without him. It's not going to be the same without the headgear and everything. Lee Corso had an amazing broadcasting career. He had an amazing coaching career.
Yes.
Like 9 decades of life, and he's done so much wonders for the college football community. And I'm very happy that he's actually going out on a high note here.
Correct.
Week 1, and it's going to be for a team that he's accustomed to wearing headgear for, Ohio State. So I don't know if Ohio State and Oregon are going to be playing in Oregon or if they're going to be playing in Columbus.
Oh, that's the game?
That's the game.
Okay.
So Columbus, it's going to be Ohio State versus Oregon. That's the game. And Ohio State is the most common headgear Lee Corso has had over the course of his career. Now, he's undefeated in one headgear, USC.
Right.
A perfect 17-0 when picking USC. Now, as far as Ohio State, he's 30-15. A little bit not as impressive, but still, it's pretty good.
It's going to be odd.
It is
watching the show
without him.
Because when I was growing up and watching college football, it was actually in studio with Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Craig James.
Yeah.
And then when Craig James left ESPN,
yes,
they brought in Curb Herbstreit. Curb Herbstreit. After he got done playing at Ohio State, they brought him in 1992, 1993?
Correct, yeah.
So he's been on ESPN for over 30 years.
Yeah.
So he's been with Lee Corso. A couple of years ago, they removed Chris Fowler out of the game day.
They moved him out of the game day thing, yeah.
Out of the,
it's been mainly Reese Davis.
Yeah, so they moved Fowler out of the game day show and put him in the booth.
Yes.
So when Musburger left ESPN, they put Fowler in the booth to replace him.
Right.
So I like Chris Fowler. He calls a good game. He's been with ESPN all these years also. So even it's just odd. So now you're going to just have Reese Davis, which he does also basketball for College Game Day. So
and he does a good job.
Yeah, so you have Reese Davis. Then you're going to have McAfee, Joey Galloway.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have Nick Saban and then Kirk Herbstreit. That's going to be...
It's going to feel different. It's going to feel dramatically different from what it was.
I want to know, is one of them going to take over the legacy and do the headgear?
I know one person who could do it.
McAfee?
Yes.
McAfee? Okay.
That guy has as much energy and charisma as all the other guys put together.
Now, do you think he, before we sign off, we have a couple, we could go over it.
We can go a little bit over, right, Christian? Okay, good.
All right, so with McAfee, do you think he does too much with how he's doing game day, and then he's fine with the McAfee show?
Yeah, the McAfee show.
But do you think he is overzealous when he tries to do too much with
WWE?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh God, that guy! I don't know how he does it. He's got some motor. Like he's literally McAfee show. He's sitting next to Michael Cole for Raw, and then game day. But I do remember at one point, Triple H, who's the new owner of WWE now,
right?
He would give Pat McAfee off for college football season because I'm pretty sure McAfee even knows that's just like way too much for him,
right? And
I would agree.
Now, with what happened on Monday, do you think they arranged that, or that just happened where they both got assaulted?
I think that was arranged. I think that was arranged because, well, obviously Gunther's pissed. Oh, by the way, John Cena's a 17-time world champion.
Well, that's not going to last because at the end of the year, they're both retiring.
Cena and Orton.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
I think at some point he's going to lose it. So maybe
I don't know if it's to Randy, but
maybe they're going to. At some point, I think it's weird that they might make Cody a heel.
I heard about that.
So they may just give it to Orton, and then he run it, and then give it to Randy, and then they can make Cody a heel.
Yeah.
Because then, or what they could do is, or they could try to hype up now Roman, because
Roman's the new guy here.
no, because what happened with Rollins, now he aligned with
Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman.
yes. So now Roman is now going to be the good guy again.
Yeah.
So no one's basically he's going to he has no no trial no
Yeah. And, honestly, Roman Reigns is starting to grow on me. He really has.
well, I liked him before he had the Shield. I mean the Bloodline.
Before the Bloodline, he was
He was good. I liked him in the Shield, and then when he was before the Bloodline, he was by himself. Now I don't think he's going to have the Bloodline no more.
And I don't think he needs the Bloodline,
He's going to be on his own, and then I think that's why he'll get the belt back.
Yeah, I want him to get the belt back, honestly, because here's what I think. Cena's got the record now, okay? That's fine. Have Orton win it in his hometown, because
Right.
Backlash, which is the next WWE pay-per-view, is in St. Louis, Randy
Right.
Orton's hometown.
Right.
Have him win it there, give Randy Orton 15.
Yeah.
Then I guess Cody could challenge for the belt, turn heel, and then Cody versus Orton at SummerSlam, whatever the case may be. I don't know how they're going to book it, but
Or they could hype up Roman, and then Roman could win the belt after he has a feud with Rollins, and then
yeah,
with Seth, and then he could get the belt back.
yeah, something along those
Better.
lines.
It's better when Roman is the babyface with the belt.
Yeah,
They're still gonna but they were booing him, and then when at the end when he came back, they were cheering him.
yeah. You want to know what it is though? You had to let Roman Reigns naturally grow on you, and if you look at what Paul Heyman did for Roman, it helped him flourish.
Right.
And now I think Roman has Paul to thank for that.
But I thought Roman was good without Heyman anyway.
He was kind of stale.
You think it was
He was
stale?
kind of stale, but now he's gotten better. All right. I think we got to get ready for the draft. All right. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Sports Symposium. We greatly appreciate it.
Sport Symposium. It's Equinox.
The Equinox. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Thank you for watching the Equinox. I greatly appreciate your support. And Carl and I greatly appreciate your support as well. I will have Sports Symposium on Saturday. I will be at the Yankee game also on Saturday. Saturday's going to be a busy day for me.
All right, and also we'll see you Sunday. We'll talk to you on Sunday for talking baseball. But Matt, do your normal thing when you close the show.
All right. God bless you all. Have a good night. And also, take care of your elders who are 16 over. Like SpongeBob SquarePants once said, old people are the greatest. They are full of wisdom and experience. Take care, everybody. We will see you on Thursday, May 8th. Take care, everybody.